Surround yourself with good energy. For you to keep moving forward, you are valid. Regardless, you never know who's excited or happy to see every single day. Hey, awesome people, this is John, your English-speaking Provinciano, and welcome to another episode of Wednesdays with Awesome John. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hey Awesome John, and click the notification bell button to get updates. And follow me on my other social media accounts, the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Kumu, TikTok. It's the same username, Hey Awesome John. You really never can tell who among the people around you is struggling with depression. You never can tell who among your peers, who among your family members or your friends or your office mates is having that difficulty, especially when you don't really know their background or when you don't really know what they do when they're alone. It might be someone who is just like a happy-go-lucky kind of a person, someone you don't expect to be experiencing depression. Sometimes it could be someone who is just so positive, someone who is making everybody happy, or it could be someone who is just quiet in the room, or someone who is just very simple and doesn't talk a lot. You never can tell. Depression is extreme sadness. Depression is like being demotivated or being hopeless. Depression has been a talk even before pandemic happened. Depression has been hitting a lot of people, has been affecting a lot of people. It became even worse when pandemic happened. I've heard and read a lot about people committing suicide because of depression. And it's really saddening to know, because I think at one point of my life, I know I've struggled with depression. But when you are younger, you don't have much idea about depression, so you never can tell if you yourself is actually suffering from depression or struggling with depression. But I just remember a time when I felt so demotivated, I felt so hopeless. One day, I just don't want to go out from my room with the lights turned off. I don't want to eat. I don't want to talk to someone or to people. I've been through that. One day, I was trying to challenge God and I cried a lot. I was so emotional. I remember how bad it felt, how heavy the feeling was, to the extent of telling God, just don't wake me up tomorrow. Because I said, it's the same thing, it's the same problem, it's the same situation that I'll be waking up for, so it's useless. So please don't wake me up tomorrow. Make me die. I've come to that point of my life. It was difficult, it was tough when you were swallowed by extreme sadness. When you're not willing to listen, when you're not willing to open up to someone or to some people around you. All you want is silence. All you want is like to be alone. You just want to be by yourself and do nothing, think nothing, but actually there's a lot of things you have in mind. And when I'm outside, my friends would normally say that I'm funny, that I'm a positive person, but you would never know if a person really is struggling inside. As they say, depression doesn't really show a particular face. We don't really know how it looks like on some faces or on some people's face. I've heard a lot of stories of other people, like a student committing suicide, a teacher who also committed suicide because of too much workload, exhaustion, and whatnot. People have different conditions, different situations, different reasons. And it's so sad. Whenever I hear news about suicide, I feel heartbroken and sad because I know I've been through that point of my life when I also have thoughts of suicide. It's not going to be very easy. You feel you're hopeless, you feel like you're desperate, you feel like you're alone. You feel like you've been rejected, you feel like you've been ignored or neglected. So you feel like you're alone in this battle. I feel bad, I feel sad for those people who actually died because of suicide, because of depression. If I only have a chance to be there for them, I would. If I only have a chance to talk to them before they do it, I surely would. If I only have a chance to listen to them, to whatever they feel or to whatever they think, I surely would do it. Because I know how it feels to be in that situation. I know how it feels to be alone. I know how it feels to be clueless of what's going to happen the next day. I know how it feels to be really hopeless. I wish I was there for them too. the same feeling that I had when I was also feeling alone. My point is like, nobody knows what other people are going through. So I guess we have to be more sensitive and to be more considerate of the feelings of others, especially when we don't really know the person. What do people normally feel when they are so depressed, or what do they think? What do they feel? Maybe I could share what I remember. I remember I was feeling so desperate. I felt like there's no other way. I felt like I'm already at the end of my rope. I felt like I'm at the edge of the cliff, ready to fall or might fall anytime. I felt like it's just so dark. I felt heavy. I felt like I could never go out of the situation. I felt alone. I felt left behind. I don't know how to actually describe the feeling. But one thing is sure, it's just so heavy. And sometimes you can't really think well. You don't know what to do next. You don't feel like eating. You don't feel like taking a bath. You don't feel like moving or doing chores or whatnot. You don't feel like going to work. You don't feel like going outside. And it's like you try to keep people away from you. When people try to reach out to you, you're not interested in talking to them. You don't feel like listening to them. You don't feel like opening up to them. I don't know. That's how I felt. That's how I remember. If you know someone who you think has signs of depression, try to be there for the person. It helps a lot. You don't really have to talk a lot. You don't really have to ask questions. Sometimes being there for the person is already enough. You don't have to force the person to talk to you. When the person feels you're there, willing to be there and willing to listen, willing to be of support, to comfort, the person would feel he's not alone or she's not alone. A hug is such a big move or a big help. It would surely make the person feel he's not alone. That someone's willing to be his crying shoulders, that someone is willing to listen to whatever he wants to say or whatever he wants to share. If you know someone who is having difficulty in making decisions or in gathering thoughts or analyzing situations, be there for the person, or at least ask someone to be there for him or for her. The presence of somebody else is really a good help. And you also get to check what the person is doing or what the person is feeling or whatnot. I think that's really a big support. And that's what we need at times, right? We have to admit, we feel alone, we feel lonely sometimes. And that's what we need. Human touch or presence. If you are also this person who is experiencing severe sadness, or if you are having depression, sometimes you don't really know if you're having depression until someone tells you so, or until a health professional tells you so. But if you're feeling so sad and feeling so hopeless or feeling desperate, and you feel like you just want to die, or if you feel like you don't have any choice, or if you feel like you don't want to get up or wake up the next morning, I want to remind you that life is supposed to be lived through ups and downs. Our life is designed to be sailing like a boat or a ship. Sometimes the water is calm, sometimes the water is rough, sometimes the weather is okay, sometimes the weather is not okay. Our life is designed to be like a roller coaster. Sometimes you are extremely happy, and sometimes you are just so sad for some reasons, sometimes for no reasons. Sometimes you feel empty, and that's okay. That's okay. That's how life works. We were not given this life to just feel like we are in the happiest place on earth or what. Because I believe, we are prepared for something greater. Our life here on earth is just designed for us to make us a stronger soul. So when the time comes, we are ready to live in a better place we call paradise. I just hope to remind you that even the worst situation that you are in right now, or even in the most impossible situation that you are facing right now, I just want to tell you that it's not going to be there forever. You're not going to be in that situation forever. There's always an end to anything. I want to tell you that there's always hope. The idea of having tomorrow, the idea of waking up the next day is already an example of hope. Because today might be very tough for you, or might be very sad. The coming of the next day is just a simple example that there's always hope. Nothing here in life lasts forever. Your happiness or your sadness, your success or your failure, nothing stays the same. I wish to remind you that everything here on earth that we are experiencing is just all part of the process, part of making you more mature, part of making you the best version of yourself. I might not understand how you feel right now, or I might not know or understand your situation right now. But one thing is sure, you are not alone, and you don't deserve to face all these struggles by yourself. That's why God gifted us with family, friends. You're not alone, and you were never alone. God knows the best people to send you. He knows when to send you the best people. So please, never ever think of taking your own life, because you never know that the help you needed is already on its way. But you've just made your decision too early to quit and to give up. Help is always on its way, because God knows the right timing. So what God wants you to do is to just keep holding on. Never give up. Try to reach out to at least one friend, at least one family member. The moment you start reaching out to someone, it's already a big step. It's a brave step. I want to tell you that people around us are just waiting for us to open up. And the moment you start opening up, I would tell you, you will feel lighter and lighter. You would feel even better. Just try to reach out to people, especially those people you trust the most. I know they're always there, but sometimes we just allow sadness to swallow us. So sometimes we tend to reject people or push away people. And then, of course, try to reach out to God through your prayers. The moment you start talking to Him, you would really feel that comfort, that relief. I don't know if you're familiar with Our Daily Bread. That's what I read every morning and every night. It gives me a sense of hope, especially during the dark days. I already shared this before, but yeah, every time I read the book Our Daily Bread, it gives me that relief I need. And sometimes I just read it or listen to it because there's already an application available through mobile phones. Sometimes I just listen to it without even understanding every word that it says. But I feel good every time I listen to it. It works for me, but I hope it works for you too. Listen to it before you sleep and listen to it before you get up in the morning. At least the first and the last thoughts that you would be listening to or that you would be reading will be peaceful, pure thoughts, nothing but inspiration. And also, watching motivational videos or inspiring videos will be helpful. Sometimes, other than listening to music that you love, sometimes watching and listening to motivational videos will really help you. You would feel like somebody is there for you, talking to you. Somebody is there for you, giving you advice, giving you motivation. It's a big help. And if you notice, sometimes when we are not so busy, we tend to overthink. That's what I noticed. When we are not doing anything, when we are unproductive, we tend to overthink. So do things that you love to do. If you like playing the guitar, if you like gardening, if you like swimming, if you like painting, do it. Use your time, use your effort, exert your effort or energy to these things that you love. If you love talking to friends, if you love seeing your friends, then do it. If you love watching movies or whatnot, then do it. Make yourself busy, make yourself productive, because at least you don't allow negative things, negative thoughts to run into your mind. Make yourself busy. Reach out to people. I think you have to go out. You have to at least take some fresh air outside. And of course, I always advise this. Do physical activities. I hope that people understand when we do physical activities, it's like meditation. When you do physical activities, you sweat a lot. And when you do physical activities, you tend to focus on what you are doing. You focus on your counting, you focus on your posture, you focus on the routine, you focus on the repetitions, the sets. So that means it clears your mind, at least for 30 minutes or for an hour. And it's really a big help. It's really like a big relief. That's why I'm always like encouraging people to do physical activities, not because you want to look sexy or to look hot or to look muscular. That's just maybe for some people. The very purpose of doing physical activity is really to clear your thoughts. There's really a holistic effect on to someone, physically, psychologically, emotionally, mentally. There's an effect. There's like a beautiful, wonderful effect that some people do not realize or do not appreciate. That's why I keep encouraging people that I know, keep a habit of physical activities. Seriously. So again, let me remind you, whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, it shall pass. There's always help around you. It might not be available right away, but yeah, I'm sure help is on its way. You don't have to also do it on your own. We need the support. We need the comfort from the people around us. So please try to reach out to people. Don't lock yourself, because you don't deserve to face all these struggles by yourself. You deserve the help that you need. You deserve the love from the people around you. Let me tell you that, again, your life on earth is not designed to be perfect. So every time you feel like your road is going rough again, just take a deep breath and remind yourself everything will be okay. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but everything will be okay. And sometimes you feel like we are already at the end of the rope, but the truth is like the rope only ends because we choose to cut it by ourselves. What I'm trying to say is like our struggles actually already has its end. It already has its schedule. But because we are impatient, we lack faith, we complain a lot because we question a lot. So sometimes we just end up deciding to end the situation by ourselves. So what I'm trying to say is like our struggles already has its schedule. For example, it's supposed to be over by October and today is September. But because we are impatient, we lack trust or faith in God, we tend to complain a lot, we tend to question a lot. So that's when we start feeling desperate. That's when we start feeling hopeless. So I hope you try to also develop patience and at the same time trust more. Learn to trust more than complaining more. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this video today. And if you like this, please share this. Don't forget to share this to your friends or tag your friends who you think might need to hear or watch this. And yes, again, please hit the notification bell button to get updates. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Kumu, and TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hey Awesome John. Okay, so please inspire other people by sharing this video. Okay, that's it for today. Don't forget to be awesome. Surround yourself with good energy. For you to keep moving forward, you are valid. Regardless, you never know who's excited or what you're happy to see every single day.